Welcome back to the weekly news roundup. This is the privacy edition. These are recorded live Fridays 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time if you would like to come along. If you are not getting notifications to the channel and you would like to hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button, and you might also need to follow along on any of the social media platforms. We have Twitter, we have Gab, we have Minds, we have Reddit. There might be a few other ones there as well. Have a look at the end screen that has them all, or in the comments or the description down below. Let's go ahead and dive on into the news from HackRead. This is an update, guys. You guys remember that super duper creepy tutoring, like proctoring site where students all across the country at the beginning of the pandemic, the end of the semester, all of these schools are now mandating that your kids get on ProctorU, right? You gotta get your kids on ProctorU. Well, they had a database breach. 444,267 accounts were linked. Remember that this is the service that you had to go in, you had to show them your photo ID, get a good hack picture of the front, get a good hack picture of the back. You need to show me the desk space. And then, whoa, I messed up my green screen. And then you actually had to sit there while some stranger guy in some weird, like the guy said, is some weird, creepy looking guy in a tent, who was the guy that was leaving the comments, and he's sitting here watching you while you're taking an exam. That's just creepy. Well, their database leaked, and when their database leaked, all of these people who were forced to be on their server, they lost their addresses, they lost their emails, they lost their identity documents. Let's see, it says here, usernames, full names, phone numbers, complete residential addresses, and password hashes. Isn't that so exciting? Every person should not only be suing this organization, but the university that forced them to use it. If you are in a university and they are forcing you to use ProctorU, you need to tell them, I'm sorry, it is not an option. I have a pastor, I have a friend, I have some other service. You're going to have to come up with some other means by which I can verify I'm taking this exam, because I am not giving this information to a random stranger on the internet. Because I got news for you, they don't vet these people like they say they vet these people. Trust me. So anyway, ProctorU's database was leaked. That's super exciting, and that just makes me all full of joy and happiness that I have nothing to do with academia anymore. I used to be in that boat. I left that boat. It was exciting. All right, next, Android is now the world's largest earthquake detection network. Did you guys know that your Android's getting this function? They're pushing this out in a silent update that every phone running Android, I think it's like 5 or later, with Google services. So those of us using Lineage or some other custom ROM without Google services, y'all suckers that install Lineage and then install Google Play services are getting this, of course, where they're utilizing your gyroscopic sensors and your location data. Did you give them permission? Technically, there is a setting now that they're adding. You can, in theory, turn it off, but you can guess whether or not they're actually doing that. But if it detects there's an earthquake and enough people in a geographic region detect an earthquake, you're going to get a huge emergency alert notice. Earthquake, drop, cover, and hold. Drop, cover, and hold. And so maybe there's some good things about this. This is an earthquake alert here. This is what the screen's going to look like and the notification. So did you guys know that Google is pushing out an earthquake sensor to yours? You know, when the building starts doing this, I kind of know I'm in an earthquake. I've been in a few of them. You know, that's kind of the case. But whatever that happens to be worth, right? All right. TikTok, of course, TikTok is controversial. Everyone now is endorsing TikTok because the president came out against TikTok. And if the president comes out against something, it has got to be the pure epitome of evil. Therefore, it now is the best thing in the world. Except it was actually collecting device identities for over a year. This is the MAC address of your device, which, yeah, there's ways you could spoof a different MAC address, but in general, your MAC address is not going to be changing. So TikTok has been collecting this MAC address and then using it for their advertisers. I've been warning you guys about TikTok since before anybody else was warning you about TikTok. I actually did a video about this and its parent company, ByteDance, over a year and a half ago, warning people about this company. Nobody listened. Nobody listened. But anyway, I know you guys on this channel listened. But you can go back. I'll go ahead and link that video in the cards here on YouTube. If you're on one of the other platforms, you'll have to find it. All right. And next, hackers can now eavesdrop on mobile calls with a $7,000 worth of equipment. Of course, they're hackers, so your grandmother's going to be paying for it. So, you know, your grandmother's going to have her credit card stolen by the hackers. They're going to use the grandmother's credit to buy the $7,000 worth of equipment to now spy on the VoLTE calls. Now, if VoLTE calls sounds familiar to you, then what this is the protocol AT&T and T-Mobile we talked about a few weeks ago are forcing everybody into that if your phone does not support VoLTE, then they're going to drop support and you have to buy a brand new phone or at least some used phone that supports VoLTE. So isn't that exciting, folks? So they're forcing everybody onto this platform that hackers can get with $7,000 worth of equipment purchased by your grandma. So here is the first call target cell, the voice BPD barrier. This is the vulnerable node. So they're thinking they're passing it on, but here's the little attacker, and this is what every hacker looks like, by the way. You can tell a hacker they're running around with these wide faces where they look like a little bug or something. He almost looks like a coronavirus, doesn't he? Ooh, I don't know. We got an Airoscope sniffer. Grandma's making a call. Let's spy. So you can read more information about this. Of course, in the description here, you'll find the link to where all the articles are. Just kind of pointing that fun stuff out. All right, I think we have some Facebook company stuff for the rest. So let's go ahead and talk about our affiliate for the day. So you can help support the channel if you'd like. If you are in need of a VPN, one of the highest rated VPNs out now is ExpressVPN. You can go ahead and use my link and that will help support the channel. You can get up to a year of service, I believe. Is it like 30 now? Let's see, 12 months, $832 per month, so that's $99. So for $99, you get 12 months of service. For $60, you can get 6 months, or for $12.95, you can get a single month. So you can help support the channel. If you are in need of a VPN, consider using our affiliate link, tlm.li/EV. All right, on to the rest of the news. Instagram kept deleted photos and messages on its server for more than a year. So you guys are like, I just deleted that photo. No one will find that. Yeah, I kept it all there for over a year. I mean, Facebook is nothing new. I mean, Facebook was keeping all of your deleted posts on their servers. It was just flagging them with a flag that would make sure that you would never see it. So they can see it. Everybody else could access it. You're just not able to access it. Owned by the same company. So, you know, Instagram, what's going on? You know, no big deal. No big deal at all. When you delete something, you expect it to be gone. Yeah, I have a friend of mine's daughter uses Snapchat going, no, it's completely private. The messages are vanished. And he keeps on trying to tell her, no, they're not vanished. They're not gone. Come on, guys. So that's the thing, right? You got to be careful. I thought I blocked this ad network. Yeah, well, I'll look into it later. I was supposed to block that ad network. Maybe they're serving it through a different network. All right, so anyway, that's what Instagram's up to. Facebook, a couple Facebook news is Facebook is getting more serious about becoming your go-to for mobile payments. I will remind you that both Google and Facebook gain access to over 70% of all credit card data. They use this data to make sure that the ads they're showing are actually purchased. So they know they showed you an ad, then they get your credit card data, and then they can say, hey, see, this user saw this ad, and then this user went ahead and bought something at a store that was this item. Because, you know, they do actually list in many stores the actual items you purchased on your credit card as well. That's exciting. So with all of that, or they can do it by the price points and things like that. So now, though, they want to get more data because Facebook just doubles down more and more. It's like the devil. It just doesn't know when it's full. It just keeps on doubling down for some more. So Facebook is going to become more serious, though they have a new Facebook payment platform, very much like Apple Pay, Google Pay, Samsung Pay. This is Facebook Pay, I guess. So Facebook Financial, I guess what they're calling it. And what they want to do is they want to get as many people as possible using this. And now, of course, Facebook can track everything you do, your entire life. If this, like, if anybody out there is using this, I would really like to see a case study on what's going on inside in that person's brain. Like, derpy. And so definitely an interesting thing to look at. And on to our feature story for the day. Apple doubles down on iOS 14 tracking privacy and Facebook panics over it. So what's happening here is that Apple and iOS 14 is starting to become, I mean, it's like telling you every single thing that's going on, almost to an annoying degree. But you can go in and you can prevent various tracking by various apps. And Facebook is now sad that iOS 14 will actually allow you to block all of the ways that Facebook tracks you on the web. And now Facebook's like, but you're going to hurt our revenue because we won't be able to target ads as effectively anymore. And that's going to be bad for our bottom line. That's going to be bad for privacy on our end. We need to see what you're doing. How long before they turn this into a safety thing? Apple can't do this because it prevents us from tracking the bad people. Ooh, the people spreading misinformation about COVID, you know, like the highly qualified front-end doctors, for crying out loud. No, we need Zuckerberg to inform us on our medical policy instead. That would be exciting. So anyway, you won't find that video on YouTube, by the way, and find it on BitChute and Library. I think somebody has a link there in the Discord server. But definitely worth watching. A bunch of actual doctors who are actually treating this thing successfully. Facebook might be against that. Anyway, back to the article. So these are concerns Facebook representatives have a meeting with the gaming companies that say two people familiar with the meetings. Besides reassuring the important groups of customers, Facebook employees have been engaged in trying to get more information about the upcoming Apple shift, according to one gaming executive who has been meeting with them. So they're like, oh, guys, Apple, tell us what you're doing. So Apple's basically saying, no, we want to give people the control over what Facebook is actually seeing. Apple is doubling down on the commitment to user privacy in iOS 14 in a statement that the company said that targeted advertising is welcome, but that is something users should have control over. And I agree with Apple. If you're like, hey, I want targeted ads, you can turn that feature on and get targeted ads. Hey, I'm all for it. That's okay with me. I like this approach that Apple is doing, and I stand by. If you are not going to customize your phone and you want the best privacy, Apple is definitely the better phone to get, looking just at the privacy issue. Now, if you are willing to customize your phone, there's other things that are going to be a little bit better than Apple. But stock Android, while it works really, really well, is horrible for your privacy. So you have to balance these things out. And I think I stand with Apple with what they're doing on this decision. Let me know if you stand by them in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video from Switched to Linux. This channel would not be possible without the backing of the program supporters scrolling on the screen now. You can be a supporter at Patreon at patreon.com/TOMM or at thinklifemedia.com. I also want to thank the open source community who creates such excellent software that makes producing this show possible. Please remember to support your software communities. Thank you, and I hope that you enjoy switching to Linux.